In July 2017, a Google engineer, one James Damore, posted an internal memo that thrust the topic of women in the workplace into the spotlight.
Damore's central argument was that Google management were papering over innate differences between men and women in their efforts to create a more inclusive, more gender-balanced workforce.
A manifesto of sorts, Damore's memo was a mix of debatable or pseudoscience, sex-based essentialism, and anti-PC agitprop. Dismissed shortly thereafter, Damore became a momentary cause célèbre for the extremely online free speech crowd.
Well, we at Workit have been scrutinizing this story carefully, as we have also been rocked by an email scandal. Someone at Workit, I won't say who, recently shared a memo along similar lines.
We now share with you excerpts from this anonymous truth teller.
It was you, Sam, you f***ing moron. The show is just the two of us.
Enjoy. To the valued members of the Workit team, I've watched in silence as PC culture has run amok at Workit, and I can no longer sit idly by. I am a youngish, educated white man, and I will be heard. Workit has become dominated by a culture that treats women and men as indistinguishable, but it's important to look at the science. Science tells us that women are less funny than men and should not be writing sketch comedy on CFMU. You may not believe me. You may ask for my citation, to which I say, science needs no citation. Facts don't care about your feelings, snowflake. Women are more interested in people rather than things. This is most likely due to increased people molecules in their DNA or something like that. Something to do with science. I am very rational, whereas everyone else is a cultural Marxist, which is another word for mean to me. Here are some other differences. Women are more interested in oranges than in apples, in novellas than in short stories, in bicycles than in segways, in hermits than in Jan and Dean. I could go on. Science tells us this is so. I read it on a message board. What explains this peculiar behavior? Again, we turn to the abstract and catch-all word of science. Most likely they fear me as a hunter and provider, as demonstrated in my current playthrough of Civ 6. No, I don't save scum, I am just that good. In short, I don't think women should be allowed to work on the show until they agree to listen as I rank the Game of Thrones seasons, compare Dex and Faith builds in Dark Souls, and explain why I should be allowed to say racial slurs if we're talking about the words. I mean, they're just words. Also, I have self-diagnosed depression and a mild tummy ache, so nothing I say is my fault, and you can't be mad at me. Yours, Dark Prophet Maximus. No, wait. Optimus, Speaker of Truth. No, Sephiroth Maximus, Child of the Nightmare. Yeah, that. That rocks.
Dear Sephiroth Maximus.
Oh, hey, Janet.
Your memo is unwelcome at Workit and, frankly, completely ignorant and stupid. But I suppose we shouldn't be surprised. You did, after all, previously email the team, which, as you'll recall, is just the two of us, but regardless, you emailed the team to explain that women are biologically incapable of understanding Bitcoin. You emailed to explain that a neckbeard is actually the clearest expression of male excellence. You emailed with the preposterous claim that Jordan Peterson is for grown-ups and not the little bitty crybabies that we know he's actually speaking to. In short, you've demonstrated a pattern of ignorance, stubbornness, and a consistent lack of empathy. Unlike you, however, I don't chalk this up to science, biology, or other inalienable truths. I just think you're a f***ing moron. In conclusion, stop whining, hit the gym, read a book, stop blaming others, celebrate diversity, get out of your bubble, or, in a word, grow up. Yours, Janet.
To the valued members of the Workit team. But I don't wanna.